Welcome. I'm your host, Denny T. Keeping in tune with Denny T, powered by KF&JF Podcast Production. And with that in mind, I'm going to have your attention for what I'm about to say. Corporal Tate, call to attention. Attention! Today, I'm going to talk about myself as how I got to be where I am. As Denny T, the guitar player, Denny T, the person you see playing that guitar. But one thing I didn't notice about life is based upon being in tune. Being in tune means, for all you musicians who know what I'm talking about, being precise, making sure that you're on the right notes. As life goes on in life, you'll find sometimes we get off key and we have to retune ourselves. Starting out, as my remembrance, as a youngster, growing up with a family, a larger family, my father, my mother were very loving for all seven of us. Our joy was being in touch with God and be thankful for all we have got in our lives. But it all started out in the morning time when you wake up, at that moment, and you look up, as you wake up, your time is to say what you want to say to your Creator. And your Creator has given you that, another day to do better than you did yesterday. But before we get to that, give you an idea, when I grew up, first thing I would hear in the morning time, after all that, we got moving around, was the sound of music, either on the radio or my dad humming a song or with my mom singing it while she was cooking. So all my life has been about music, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about as well. We grew up with the ideal that singing together was a very part of our life. We were very poor. We didn't have a lot of things like record players and so forth like that. So when my dad would say, "Hey, I want you to listen to this song on the radio. I want you to learn that song." Yeah, learn a song on the radio. Okay. So what you do, you learn the song. And since he was a great guitar player, by the way, he was the one that taught me about music. He played his songs in a blues style. And when he did that, he was telling me to learn the song. I had to learn the song the way I heard it on the radio. He'd play it the same way. But the bottom line was, before he got started, he would tune up. He'd tune up, and I had to be in tune with his notes. Being able to hear the music by ear also gives you that pitch, the pitch of life. Your pitch, perfect harmony, perfect notes, all come together. Again, I'm going back to that again. So after we learned those songs, it was always a joy for all of us to perform and sing. I didn't play guitar then at that time, of course, but my dad played guitar, and all his friends played guitar. His job, actually, my dad was a retired Marine. I should have tried again. He was a World War II Marine. He didn't retire. He was medically retired. And that was after the time when 50s and 60s, when the nation was probably trying to get back on its feet. My dad was a mechanic, and he always had his own little garage. And he would have that moment in time where, in between our work, we'd take a time out for our break, would be he'd get the guitar out and play. The guitar was always soothing and relaxing. And sometimes I would not know when he would do it, but if I'm somewhere playing marbles or playing something else, he'll say, hey, come over here, son. I want you to sing Mr. So-and-so a song. That'd be his friends. Yeah, boy, he had a lot of friends. Each friend had a story to tell. And it was again about the songs that we were singing or playing, what they were doing when it happened. I'm trying to frame your mind from that time. Music was just going from the big band era to rock and roll to what we hear on the radio today as it progressed. But the whole thing was gospel and blues. Whenever we sing a song, it would be joy to our heart. And our friends enjoyed it so much that we always were called back to do it again. But at the end of the night, or end of the day, especially, would be something in a gospel mode. There's a lot of things that we do as we hear music today. We have the soulful vibe to it. It comes from the heart, that which the blues, music, and your growing up makes you the what you are. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Being in tune, staying in tune, tuning up. Later on, I'm going to kind of go forward a little bit, but later on, as I watched my dad play, and he said, you know, I'm watching you. You always watch me play guitar. You want to learn how to play the guitar? I said, yes, sir. He said, you sure? Because I'm going to tell you one thing. The guitar is a starvation box. If you can't play it, you'll starve to death. So no one ever think you're better at playing the guitar than anybody else, or you're still learning. And I want to see you trying to make a living out of playing that guitar. I read that you learn something in life, learn to make friends, learn a trade, and to be true to yourself. But the guitar, I want you to don't make that your own way of earning a living. I want you to bring joy. And that's with that point on, I learned to play guitar. But let me go back before that. Okay, right now we're going to come back and let you know another segment in my life about, once again, this is Denny T and staying in tune. Thank you.
Hey, it's Brent with Poppin' Wine Tours. Come out and join us 7 days a week. We got the best wine tour in town. All your tastings are covered. 17, 18 tastings, all of them are free. You get a driver, you get a guide, the best time in town. So come on out and join us today.
Welcome back. I was talking about growing up and the love of music and life. And I was talking to a part where there's certain things in life where you have events that change you. One of the events was my father bought a guitar for $3. very old guitar, and the strings were up so high for all you musicians, you couldn't even bend down. In fact, as you notice, all my guitars around here, they all want to say something, but I don't want them to say anything right now because I do have a lot of guitars with a lot of personalities. And going back to that, so the guitar was the strings were up so high and wasn't set up that it was hard to play it. But guess who wanted to play the guitar before me? Was my older sister Jerry. Jerry was actually 2 years older than me, and she was the oldest in the family. And she wanted to learn a song to play. And guess what her first song was? Yes, Jesus Loves Me. And I used to watch her struggle after my dad was showing her the chords, basic G, C, D, so forth, basic stuff. And I just watched her. She was really struggling. So what happened, the guitar used to stay in a closet, kind of, out of the way. And the afternoon, when I, especially in the summertime, I would sneak in and get that guitar and pluck on it. And that's where I learned to bond with the guitar, even though I wasn't formally taught yet by my dad. And that's what it was. So things like that were probably the most important thing for my musical, musically pursuit in life. Anyway, so like I said, that speech that my dad gave me about learning to play the guitar, and don't make it like you're all that. You're not all that. And he would say, okay, all right, your sister probably won't be able to play that guitar, so I'm going to teach you. But once again, that guitar is a starvation box. If you can't play it, you'll starve to death. So I used to watch my dad play. There seemed to be always a challenge. Everybody wanted to learn how to play a song and play the song in a different way. My dad had his own distinct way of playing, and I'll show you that later on and as we go on in the podcast. But that's where the love of the music was from, listening and being able to harmonize and sing together. In life, there is a thing called teamwork. Teamwork is in music. I don't care if you don't have to be formally trained to know that you all play together in harmony. Harmony. What we need more is more harmony in life. So when you see a musician out there playing, he's had harmony with those 6 strings. He's learned how to put it down the way it's supposed to be sounding, and hopefully that it brings joy to you. And that joy comes from actually being able to bond with your instrument and make sure that you are where you want to be at before you actually come out to play. In fact, I used to always practice in a room away from everybody else. When the TV was on, my dad say, I heard you back there playing back there. Come on out here and show what you learned. Okay, so I would, whatever little riff what it was, I would do. And when that first applause was love, applaud love, applaud achievement, giving those pats on the back, and be generous. For the first time you play your instrument, you're not going to be perfect, but that love comes from that you appreciated what you're doing. So anyway, so as time went on, I learned a few chords that my dad had showed me, and the rest of it I advanced by watching and trying to more or less sit in with a lot of people over the years. And that's how I learned how to play the guitar. One of the first songs my dad wanted us to play was his favorite song, Just a Closer Walk with Thee. Very old, very historic gospel tune. And that was the hardest thing for me to play, because when my dad passed away, he requested us to play and sing it at his funeral. And that song always means so much to me. Plus more, I got more to tell you. But anyway, so over the years, before I came out here to California, I lived in the Midwest, very cold, Chicago area, Iowa side, all those areas there before I came out here. And the reason why I'm out here in California, because a long time ago, I joined the Marine Corps. As you can see, I have my logo on as a Marine, and once a Marine, always a Marine. For all you Marines out there, all right, that wake you up? I guess woke you up. Anyway, so when I first came out here to California, and landing in MCRD, that's San Diego. Once I got to basics, one of the things that kept me from going crazy or going off to the deep end was music. The music. Starting out, a cadence. That's a cadence. And when I was as a recruit, that pulse made me think of other tunes. And as we get along, you're running 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4 mile. Hoorah! Hoorah! I thought of tunes, and that tune kept me from feeling the fatigue. And next thing I know, I ran, and I completed the physical part of that run with 30 other recruits as a recruit. And the DI, better known as a drill instructor. And that's what made the pulse or the cadence and the beat in your life. It kept you going. So even at night, when the lights were down low, those songs, those music would come back to you. And I didn't have a guitar in boot camp. But later on, when we got a guitar, the guitar saved me a lot of times. Forget some bad duty sometimes. So you get put on duty because a lot of people like me to play the guitar. And I'm not saying that I was slacking off, but some people like what I was doing. So basically, the music made me go out and seek other musicians, and wherever I went, I don't care where I was stationed at. When you're at Liberty is when you get out, go out in town, go somewhere, see somebody playing guitar. You ask you, can you set in? Sometimes they won't let you set in, but I was confident. I set in, and that's where you learn to meet other people. People and music is what it's all about. Yeah, all over the world to where you are today. As you notice, somehow you can put a song on and everybody likes it or they don't like it. And some people will start listening to it who didn't like it and say, wait a minute, that's not too bad. I see what they're listening to. So that's what I did. But anyway, as I was saying before, what I want to do before the different segments that I will do and staying in tune is connect it all together. My life, as you know, you probably can figure out, but you have the same kind of sorrows and joy, because that's where it all is. The music, the joy, the sorrow, joy, all comes together. Your breakup, somebody broke your heart, play a note on that guitar, ease that pain. You lose someone, a family member, a platoon member, or anyone, play your guitar. Play and get the soothing that you deserve. There's a time for that grieving, and you're grieved. Let the music take you away, and feel it that you play it. And also, I want to know how many people don't have an outlet to ease the stress every day. Again, play that guitar, stay in tune. And you might see me out there playing, and when I play, I'm playing to make people happy because I know what you're going through. Every day, something could make you feel the way you do. Hopefully, I can make you feel better. And when I was in the Marine Corps, as we went out for field duty, forced marches, and all that, I would stick my guitar somewhere, and around the campfire, when we got done, we played the guitar. Some people, people pass the bottle around, pass whatever they use. You're smoking something. Those guys that did that, which we didn't condone. We didn't do that. We passed the guitar around. Pass the guitar around. Everybody played a song. Like I say, I want you to play something on the guitar, and I can learn, and I can figure out what you're doing. I can learn what you're doing. I want to be able to appreciate you. That's what we did, and that was joy. It brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. So anyway, as we go along, and as I said, here in California, I'm glad that I did come out here as staying out here after I got out of the Corps. I pursued other careers. One of the careers was I was fortunate to work at a school district, elementary school district, where I was the foreman for the school. That's basically a glorified operations custodial type maintenance, safety, and all that stuff. That was my job, as I had other people under me. But the joy was that every chance I got, I would take my guitar with me and play for the kids, some of the classes, and that was some of the kids right now that grew up. That if you see this podcast, give me a ring, because I played for probably some of your events from kindergarten to graduation. Might have played at your birthday party. Might have played at your wedding, which is another thing. But again, it's all in your heart. And why are we still able to do these things? Because we are more in common with each other than what you think. If you whatever style music you like. And I'm going to bring some guests in later on as we go through our this podcast. And I want everybody to meet some of the people that I met, all because of staying in tune with life and with music. And with that, we want to say one more thing. Do you have a way to stay in tune? Oh, I said guitar. Well, you play piano? Yeah. You play saxophone, you play harmonica or drums, whatever it is. Stay in tune with life. Connection. We reach each other from vibrations. Music, all languages, heals the world. Music heals the world. And I love music. Right now, as you know, the way the world is right now, we need more love and music to get us through the day. And those songs that we play can mean something to you, may not mean something to anybody else, but it's that you're putting it out there. Let everybody sample. It's a big buffet. Take a bite, and enjoy. And also, if you don't want to play something, sing something. Yes, your voice, it's an instrument. One of my greatest singers, I don't have a picture of him right here, right now, but he always said, you can tune your guitar, but you can't tune the voice. The voice is very precious. Take care of it like you do your body. And I met some people that are very, very good performers, good singers. I myself, I don't consider myself a great singer. I'm an entertainer, but my guitar does talking for me. Anyway, and some of the different types of music that I probably play a lot is the blues. The blues and gospel are together in my heart whenever I pick up that note. And as some of the older songs that you might have heard, are being sampled today because some of the best music came out in the early 50s and 60s. And it meant something to someone if you're going away somewhere. In our case, military-wise, being shipped out, there are certain songs with themes with that. I can probably name some of them later on as we go on. And but those songs mean a lot to me, and I hope it means a lot to you. And you'll hear them. You'll know when you hear them. That's right. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to be able to tell you about this feeling I have for music and going on with life and on to make the world better. All right. And most of all, I'd like to say, I want to thank God for every day, waking me up, giving me another chance to play and be out here with you. With that, we're going to be right back. Stay where you are.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is he my friend or my foe? I'm off the exit, bro. Yeah, she give me that claim as well. I remember back when I was younger, I was happy. Nowadays, feel like no one understand me. I'm good at artists, still on block, baby. Baby's yellow, text. She wanna eat me like candy. Run up the racks, track me. I'll run up the racks like an athlete. Big facts, you're the dick, 6 flags. Ballin' like dink flags, told her I love her. I ain't really mean that, yeah.
Welcome back. And wrapping it up, I'd like to say, just remembering what I was saying about keeping in tune. Keeping in tune means what I just mentioned about you, yourself, your instrument, family, all come together, friends, and most of all, God. If you have these things in your heart, I'm not trying to do that kind of thing where I'm pointing fingers. I want you to feel this is your time to express. And with that in mind, in life, keeping in tune is the best thing we can ever do as we fulfill our achievements for our goals. I want to thank some of our sponsors like Poppin' Wine Tours here in Temecula, City Beauty Supply, and we want you to look them up. You can receive 10% off on some of these sponsors. And as you ever see my name, Denny T, that name means music. I have a band, as well as I have my solo shows. With that, thank you for coming, and see you next time.